Our first guest this week is Mr. Robert Linton. He's the founder of a grassroots effort called First Lock the Doors. Robert, welcome back to the program.
Hi, Don. Thank you very much for having me today.
Well, your effort is magnanimous. It's a new idea. It's a fresh idea. Tell us about it.
Sure. First, I really want to say that I support a lot of ideas and things out there, but my number one mission right now is just to stop the ability for anybody to have a gun that enters school campus.
I agree. Your effort is aptly named First Lock the Doors. Tell us about that.
Sure. What I noticed in every incident, there's many reasons as to why someone takes a gun onto campus, but the one universal fact is that once a gun is on campus, that's when a shooting occurs. I've looked at many statistics. I was just looking at things this morning. What I found is that in every case, a gun was on campus, and that's when the shooting occurred. So I looked back and I wanted to see how many shootings have happened within airport security. Do you want to know what the answer to that was, Don?
Zero, probably.
Zero since 2001. There's been 748 shootings on campus since 2012 at Sandy Hook. Now, 9/11 prompted this incredible action, and the fact is there were box cutters taken onto that airplane and got through security. But our schools, you can still carry a gun onto campus. Gun laws, yeah, they're great. They can do a lot of good. But in the instance in Michigan, a student was in the office, a gun, a pistol that will be legal pretty much in any state anyway, was in his backpack, and he killed a bunch of children. Mm. How did he get that gun onto campus? Did he sneak it through security? No, he didn't sneak it through security because there is no security. He just had it. And that's going to happen again and again until we put just basic measures into place, federally mandated measures. Nothing more complicated than what they do with the TSA. It's that simple, Don.
Well, we protect our courthouses with guns. We protect our shopping malls with guns. Protect all kinds of things with guns. We protect our schools with signs that say gun-free zone. Just doesn't work.
Yeah, that for some, I'm shocked it doesn't work. It's a really good sign. Maybe they need to make it more visible, and that would have an impact. But what we need is an immediate action by the federal government to install basic security measures, not unlike what they do at a sporting event, where you pass through a passive detector. The students will feel secure. We don't need men with AK-47s standing at the entrance. We just need the basic measure of preventing a gun from entering a school campus. Now there's many other shootings and things that happen around the country, and there needs to be things that address that and minimize that. But what is totally unacceptable is a school allowing a gun to enter the campus. It doesn't matter what your view is on gun laws, whether you're for stricter ones or arming teachers, any of those things. Obviously, teachers shouldn't be armed. There is an instance of a shooting in an airport. It wasn't inside security, but it was somebody took the gun from the security officer and shot somebody. So, try to get a gun into a prison. See how successful you are. Shouldn't we protect our children with the same measures that we do our prisons at minimum?
So your effort basically has a petition that you want to submit to the federal government. Tell us about this petition.
Yes, it's a petition that outlines a course of action. The first step is to instill basic measures which lock doors. An interesting thing, I've contacted my city officials, and people are supportive in general. And, I talked to the city of Temecula manager. We had some emails because the city manager is someone who can really get things done. And one of the things he cited is that where I live, Temecula, is the 15th ranked city in the nation for the safest city, which that's great, right? It's like, I feel good. My kid's not going to be mugged on the way to school and all those things. But the problem with these school shootings, it has nothing to do with the security of the city. Most of them happen in places that are very safe. And that's the false sense of security we have. My sister's husband was a teacher in Philadelphia, and they had secure cards to get in and out of doors and things that would prevent people from entrance. So the first step in the plan that I'm proposing is making sure all doors are locked. There are no entrances where someone can just walk in. And, that there's a basic lock. At my kids' schools, I can just walk right in the front door, no problem. There's no secondary security that if I had a gun and I was shooting, I could just enter the school. There's no police presence there. When I was years ago, and to give a little background, I was a military policeman for the Army National Guard. It was a field police job. Our job was setting up security and perimeters. But back when I was first moved to California, I worked at a mall doing security. And we had what's called plainclothes police officers. And one of those police officers, his name is Michael Moore, is now the chief of police for the city of Los Angeles. He was paid overtime, not by the city, but by Westfield Corporation, an Australian company that owns malls. And they got paid. We had two of them there walking in plain clothes, securing the mall. And I remember hearing an incident. I haven't checked it out specifically, the details, but one of the other officers told me there was somebody who had a gun in the parking lot and pulled it out, and it was a dangerous situation, and he shot him and put him down in a shot, and that was the end of the incident. A real hero. Why can't we have a police officer, plainclothes police officer, being paid overtime, not a large amount? I bet if we asked Michael Moore, maybe you could have him on your show, if he would have rather been protecting a school and our children, our defenseless children, than shoppers at a mall, I believe he would say yes.
I think the answer to that question is fairly obvious. Absolutely, I agree with you. If people want to know more about your petition, they want to sign your petition, how can they get information?
I started and this is a very grassroots thing, like you said. I'm not trying to create some organization and make money or anything like that. I just want people to sign the petition, and so we can get sponsorship on our government levels and get them to enact this without any other attachments. This is strictly about keeping guns off of campuses. There can be all these other preventative things and all these things that dissuade shooting, but that's the number one thing. So there's an email address. It's called firstlockthedoor@gmail.com. And that's where they can get in contact with me and get a copy of the petition, send it to everybody they know, send it to their government officials. Let's create a movement, and let's get the government federal level sponsorship to ensure every school has these minimum standards. In there, I outline a plan of basic protocols where teachers at the beginning of the day walk the perimeter of the school, make sure there's nothing suspicious. We install basic camera systems that have outlined or show the perimeter so they can contact schools. The school principal, where my son is a middle school student, contacted me. I talked to him. He was very helpful and supportive. He told me they're working on a system that they'll be able to contact the police very quickly and immediately and respond, which I believe is a good thing, but nothing that actually keeps the guns out of schools. So that's why I want to make sure we just have a secure school, just like we do an airport or a prison or a sporting event.
It's called First Lock the Doors. Incredible effort, Robert. Thanks so much for bringing it to us.
Thank you so much, Don, for having me on the show. I appreciate it.